stem, the colour of the stem like is quite nice.
Yeah.
So
We had something called the magic great myrtle that time.
and this originally was just conifers all the way down. When they planted it, like it was the people in the 20s, whatever, it was kind of hit and miss. They brought stuff in, and some of it worked and some of it didn't. And there wasn't really a mad organisation. Yeah, like there's, you know, some of them are newer varieties, like there's like John Redwoods and stuff out there, and the newer ones, and then some of them are, most of them are heavier than yours. So the foliage is so heavy on the tip, they tend to snap out branches, so they're not great.
What did you say this is?
It's a cedar, Lebanese, like Lebanon cedar, we call them. They'd be quite common, like they're from kind of Central Europe. They do like it. When it's a bit warmer, they grow slower and they grow quite strong, but here, because it's wet all the time, they grow too fast and they're very soft. On the right there, you can see like there's a cork oak. So yeah, they'd be grown in Portugal a lot for the cork for their wine bottles. So that one there is about 12 years old. It's the second one up, and you can see the bark already starting. So the bark now and that would be about, you know, maybe 3 centimeters thick already, like, or an inch or whatever. Like, so as they get older, then they harvest the bark from them to cork the wine bottles. It's kind of very close, but they're like, well, they're native to this area, but they only grow kind of in Killarney area and West Cork or in Ireland, like, and they do produce a small strawberry sometimes, but you can't eat it. It's quite hard, like. Quite wet down here where all the old trees are, and we have honey fungus. So I don't know. It's a big problem in America as well, but it tends to affect a lot of the older trees. So if they're a bit weakened by old age and you know, maybe a storm or whatever, and then it's a root disease. So it's like some things. The one here on the left, that's a Bhutan pine, and
what's it called?
It's called a Bhutan pine. It's got a nice kind of, they call it a blue leaf, like it's a long. But they're from the Himalaya. They don't actually grow like that normally. So it was either maybe there was like 6 trees planted beside each other by accident, or the possibility when it was quite young, somebody like stood on it or cropped it, and 6 different leaders came up. They tend to grow like normally when you see them, they just grow in a big straight stem, like. But you know, it's great here. People sit on it and take pictures and whatever. Camellias are really popular in Irish gardens just because of their early colour on them, and they just grow really fast. They do really well. We have an acid-based soil here, so they flower quite well, and a good dry flower. Like they like it moist here, so, and they like it mild, so that we can seed them here. Like, they're quite easy to look after.
And what's that?
That's a monkey pullover. In about like the 1780s, they're from Chile originally, and there was an English boat, the Discovery, I think it was actually called as well. And the surgeon on board, he had a bit of an interest in botanics, and they went to some sort of a dinner, and they were given these seeds. They thought they were pine nuts, so he took them home anyway. And he planted one, and he had it when they're young. The foliage is actually a lot softer, so they thought it was a pine. And then after, like, you know, 12 or 14 years in his garden, they realised that it was completely different. So they called it a monkey puzzle because some guy said it'd be a puzzle for a monkey to climb it. So they're Acuparia. Acuparia is a Latin name for it. But find a way they grow in a whorl. So there's like, you know, you get 4 branches growing common, but they only put up a whorl of branches every 2 out of 3 years. So with most trees, they'll put a year's growth on. There'll be a whorl in a year's growth, whereas this one, it's only 2 whorls every 3 years, which is unusual.
Oh, wow.
But they were planted about maybe 25 years ago. They'd matched them, so they're both from Japan, but they'd matched them. The rhododendrons are different underneath them, and they're actually from the same place the trees are from. Like the one on the left is called a jacamenti, and it's got like a nice papery birch. It comes off quite well and stays really light in colour, like. Californica. So it's related to the laurel. It has a really pungent smell. They call it the headache tree. So if you break up the foliage, it's you'll feel it in the back of your nose. Yeah.
Is this a willow?
Planted in the wrong place. So we'll move it in the winter. It's pseudopanax. So there's loads of different types of them, but they're quite unique because when it grows a bit taller, this is the juvenile foliage, and it should actually form more of a leaf when it gets older. And the juvenile foliage can often stay like that. So we'll move it this winter to somewhere out on its own, and it'll straighten up, and it should do well because been killed by the magnolias above it.
What is that one?
Dominant, that's all it does. If you look at, like, closely at the foliage, it's the exact same as the trees. Well, it's a little bit smaller, but it's just to show that, like, they sometimes do different things. And there's a male and a female. You kind of tends to grow different ways. Sometimes they spiral. These ones have grown with columns, so that's the way that they've worked. They're possibly in or around 400 years old. So they grow very slowly. You can see nothing grows underneath them because they tend to, like, they're quite, basically there's taxols in them, which is essentially poison, like, so nothing will tend to, there's no competition from anything else. They grow so slowly, so they need to stop everything else growing around them because they'll be out-competed for light, so that's why they basically poison everything. So, but also, like, products, byproducts from the yew are very good in medical science.
Exactly.
So they don't tend to die off. We'll cover them a little bit with straw sometimes, but like, we'll get small bananas. They're about 2 inches in size, but they don't really ripen, but they grow quite well here. If you're here in the spring, there's magnolia everywhere. These are ferns here.
Yeah.
So these ones are seedlings that we lifted from around the place. We just put them here because it's wet. They like it nice and moist. So I'll show you a mature one over here. So they're kind of hard to notice. Sometimes we get, like, ground ferns as well. So just to differentiate them, once they start to show some apical dominance, they grow up a bit, then we lift them and set them off. So you can see, like, that's maybe 4 years there, and eventually it'll look like some of the tree ferns over here. You can get, like, these are common enough, and you can grow them away. So that's where the other ones came from. And and we have some of the stuff, like a lot of some of the trees. These are like podocarpus. They're from New Zealand originally. They're not particularly straight, but they were used for the Maori canoes, so they're strong wood. And some of the podocarpus here are the biggest ones you see around.
I think it's just
Is begonias here, or begonias. Begonias, so they're you couldn't grow them, but you can see there, each grown up. So they divide really easy. They're flowering a bit late, like it's because there's so much cover. They're, you know, it depends on the time of the year. Like if you're here when the magnolias are in flower, they look really good. Or when there's tulip trees as well, and the arboretum, like, and they.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
We need you to identify what this is. Those are black-eyed Susans, and that's the state flower where I live.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
All right.
Rebecca.
They are nice.
it's very wet now.